Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys have been enjoying the plethora of content on the channel. Um, I have a particularly interesting video to do today. Very curious to know what you guys think, just because I don't see anybody talking about it, probably because nobody wants to get political or whatever. I don't give a shit, I'm just going to give my own view on things. Um, on really about shows that I could care less about, um, but I just let's just get into it. So so award shows right now are making some changes. The Golden Globes is going private because nobody wants to watch the Golden Globes anymore, and the Oscars is making some changes as well because, well, the last one slapped pretty hard, and one of the big changes that's happening with a lot of other award shows is that they're changing up some categories, particularly the main acting categories and stuff, and going for a gender neutral approach, which is a very interesting term to use. Um, and upon looking at it, I forget who the other show was, but I know Independent Spirit Awards is doing it, which is really the only award show that I had respect for, but now they've decided to go woke for some reason. Um, and let me just say right now that gender neutral, whatever, that shit's overrated, okay? Um, you already have categories for males and females. You don't need to do this sort of thing. I feel that it's just a little bit silly. And I'm going to explain why. For starters, um, it's not inclusive. It's actually more exclusive because um, you're making it harder for certain people to get nominated, um, and it's only catering to a certain demographic, which is females and other sort of things. Because um, this isn't a this isn't an issue. I mean, this is just social media and other people just kind of flaring up certain agendas, um, and forcing it on shows, and to me it's just not appropriate. I don't have problems with people um, like making political statements at award shows because that's been a thing for decades, but it's when these statements are forced upon on the people who run the shows and they start to cater to those kinds of people. That's just not cool, okay? Because um, when you go to anybody's house, it's just like the standard. If you go to anybody's house, you don't go and start putting your beliefs on them, okay? You be courteous, you be respectful, and then when it feels appropriate, then you can project yourself, and express yourself. Um, but until then, keep hush hush because this is not your house, you know. Um, but um, Another thing is that you're also excluding a lot of potential celebrities that you can bring to your shows, because, award shows are also, a lot of times when they nominate people, uh, it's just to bring big names, Um, is it a big surprise when a lot of the nominees are like Will Smith or Denzel Washington or Brad Pitt, Not really, because they're hot, juicy names, Um, sometimes they sometimes they get it right, but a lot of times it's just because they're big names and they want to, be able to get ratings. I mean, just look at the Oscars and see their history lately. But yeah, that's why you see a lot of big names get nominated because now sometimes it's because they're talented, but a lot of other times it's because they're big stars and they can bring in ratings and viewership. Um, so with this whole gender neutral thing that's been starting to become more of a dominant thing, you're going to exclude a lot of potential celebrities that could come to your show. Because nobody wants to see 10 actors nominated for best. Like, what do you even call that category now? Best actor? You know? Because by association, that's still a masculine name. You know? I mean, I refer to everybody as a actor, but there are people out there who refer to females as actresses, because that's the association, that's the name that's given. Um, like, there's a masculine attachment to the word actor, you know. So, like, I don't understand the whole like um agenda for this, because you have your own category, okay? Like, I know some people, some female actors are get upset when they be called actresses for some weird reason. Um, but it's like you have your own category, and um, like you're gonna exclude talent. It's not gonna change anything. It's not being inclusive at all. It's being very exclusive towards certain demographics, certain genders, certain communities. Because that's really what's going on here. They're trying to be they're trying to cater to those. People within certain communities and certain genders. They're just trying to um, uh, they're just trying to play to that, because they don't want to be caught in like a certain storm, and like they basically just don't want to have balls. That's basically what's happening. They don't have any balls. They don't have any uh uh they don't feel that they run their house basically, which is ridiculous. If I run an award show, or let's just say somebody comes to my house, right, and they're a transgender, right? I have nothing against transgenders. Okay, I've actually had a romantic encounter with a transgender, and I don't regret it at all. Um, if that person comes into my house and they start to, be very agenda oriented, like they start to say certain things, they be very forceful, they try to make me believe a certain thing, I will ask that person to stop doing that, or they will have to be removed from my house, because I'm not going to have said person, in any respect, transgender, straight, gay, whatever. I'm not going to have people come in here and start um, acting up like that. You got to show me respect. You got to show me that, you know, that um, that you're gonna conform for the time being, and then when it's appropriate, then we can have a conversation, and then you can talk about all that kind of crap, But you're not gonna come in here headstrong and start doing that shit. That's not how that works. You got to show respect to the house first, and then you could tell me what's going on in your head. Um, and that's what a lot of people are not doing. They're just deciding just to say a lot of shit, and unfortunately, in the Hollywood system of things, you got to cater to where you think the money is, and right now, with this culture, people are leaning towards more of the sensitivities than anything else. They're trying to think more on an emotional sense than an irrational sense, um, and to them, they see that's where the money is, so they're just like, all right, fuck it, let's just do gender neutral categories. It's never been an issue. I've never understood that. Okay, like what does that accomplish? You know, like, I'll put it this way. There's a possibility that they can nominate all men, right? Like, it is gender neutral does not mean that they are forced to pick men and women. I mean, that's what it sounds like. If that is the case, then that's, that I consider that just to be bullshit, because just because you got a penis or a vagina does not mean that you are owed a certain thing. You have to prove that you have talent in order to get nominated, and a certain kind of talent to get that kind of nomination. Um, but in gender neutral term, that type of idea, you could still nominate all men. You could still also nominate a bunch of women. So you're not really defeated. Um, you're not really changing anything. If anything, you're making things worse. And like I said, this gender neutral thing, it has nothing to do with with men. This is a this is a feminist, type of thing, um, and based on other communities and such. And like this goes back a couple of years, back when the Oscars so white movement, um, which, by the way, that was just convenience. Again, it don't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, whatever. It doesn't matter. If you if you're not up to the quality, to the standard that to get nominated, then you're not going to get nominated. It's not discriminatory, okay? Um, all you are at that point is just sensitive. Um, so that the whole so white thing, it's like it's just a coincidence, guys. I mean, that just happened to be that a bunch of white dudes were the best of that year. You could the next year it can happen, and a bunch of black people could be the best of the year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay. The point is that are you bringing the talent? Are you putting in the best work? Like this year, my favorite performance of the year. Um, just making sure. Yeah, my favorite performance of the year is from Rebecca Hall in a movie called Resurrection. She killed it in that movie. And it's not because she's a female. It's because she did a damn good job. So, um, so this whole gender neutral thing is just pure bullshit. It's driven by certain agendas, and um, I I never understand within the Hollywood landscape why we have to do these sort of things. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't impact anything. It just makes things more exclusive than inclusive. Um, so if you are invited to someone's house, you show respect to the house first, and then you can talk. You don't come over here headstrong and try to take over the house. That's not cool. So that's just how I view things. Some people may disagree, but hey, that's just where I'm coming from. So, um, yeah. So, yeah. It's all about talent, people. That's all it is. They don't, and also if you're a big name, you'll get nominated. They're not gonna nominate the like. There are people like transgenders, all these other kinds of people. I'm pretty sure they put in tremendous performances, but you're never gonna see them because they're not big names. That's the whole point of getting nominated at these award shows. You have to be a big name. You have to be notable. That's why you hear these names. Like I said, Brad Pitts, the Denzel Washingtons. That's why you see these names come more often than none, because they're popular. They're not going to nominate some nobody. They're not. They're not going to do that because that's not headlines. That's not unless you have something that is a juicy headline. You get what I'm saying? The first of this, first of that. Like, that's why they might nominate you also, because maybe just for headlines. It's very, very sickening in that kind of way. Because you see that all the time when the Oscars come out. You always see the first of this, the first of that, first of this, first of that. Like, why can't you just nominate them because they're good? Just nominate good people, good, talented people. That's just not a thing anymore. Just gotta make money. So yeah. So I mean, I don't care for award shows. I don't. I just find this category thing to be just ridiculous. Um, I mean, I'm not upset about it. It's more just like why? It's so unnecessary. My fan's going crazy, by the way. So let me turn this off real quick. Um, because all my windows are going like bang, bang, bang right now. Um, but yeah, I just found it funny. It's just like it's highly unnecessary. So I'm all for inclusion. Don't get it wrong. I do believe in inclusion. I want everyone to have their voices heard, but um, you have to do it the right way. You can't force people. You can't do this and that. You have to be respectful. And you know, like I had a very diverse group of friends, so I also don't want to hear that like, oh, he's probably just one of these bigots and all that stuff. I had a very diverse group of friends in high school. I still do. I have friends that are black, Asian, females, gay. Again, I've had encounters with transgenders and completely fine with that. Um, I am personally bi, so like I like it both ways. So you can't sit here and say that I'm discriminatory because I'm a very because I respect the hell out of everybody. But I'm also not going to be quiet on my own opinion on certain things. And that opinion is not discriminatory. So yeah, I'm not attacking the community. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just looking at what's going on and just simply saying that this shit is unnecessary and it's only catering to a certain thing. And the term gender neutral is all bullshit when it's being catered to one side of things versus being neutral. So that's my thoughts on that. What do you guys think about the whole gender neutral thing? Do you guys think that it's like necessary, or do you guys like think what I think, where I just don't understand it? Or if you guys have a different perspective, please let me know. But until then, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for whatever videos next. Maybe another movie review, maybe another topic like this. And if you guys have topics that you'd like for me to discuss, let me know in the comments. I'm open to anything. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.